When I turned 30, I became the butt of my father's joke at his 58th birthday party. At the party, my father raised a glass of bourbon whiskey, addressing the room full of neighbors, golf buddies, church friends, and everyone who had watched me grow up. With a smug expression, he said, "I have two daughters, one selling million-dollar homes, and the other still running around the city delivering documents and serving coffee like she's 20. Laughter erupted instantly. Some people snickered, some applauded. A woman by the cake covered her mouth, as if the humiliation was hilarious. My sister's high-pitched, exaggerated voice chimed in. Remember when she said she wanted to be a businesswoman? The laughter only grew louder. My mother leaned against the table, a cold smile playing on her lips, the kind of expression reserved for when someone wants to hurt but not take responsibility. She said, "Some kids just never grow up." Even my teenage nephew grinned and asked if I was still living off dead signatures and grandma's leftovers. And my uncle added, "Maybe next year she'd get a real job." I carefully set down my cup, taking a step back, and noticed. No one realized my father was mocking work he didn't understand. No one knew that the lake house my parents always boasted about never truly belonged under their control. They only knew the bills were being paid, taxes handled, insurance active, and the trust left alone. I stood quietly, listening to their laughter, thinking, when the system sustaining their shiny life falters, will they still think I'm a joke? I didn't run away crying. I straightened my shoulders, slung my bag over my arm, gripped my keys, and walked out as laughter echoed behind me. It was a 23-minute drive to my apartment. By the 10th minute, the humiliation had turned cold and hard in my mind. I was not a failure. I was a mobile notary and courier, delivering urgent legal documents across DuPage County for law firms, hospitals, title offices, and probate attorneys. I knew signatures, custodianship, deadlines, trust distributions, and ownership records. Not because anyone cared, but because I spent years mastering the tedious details the wealthy dismissed. My family never respected my work because it sounded inglamorous at the dinner table. My sister, Vanessa, sold luxury kitchens and staged lifestyles for the rich, while I delivered sealed documents, witnessed signatures, and filed amended deed-solving problems before they became disasters. My work wasn't flashy, but it was real, and it mattered. It was Grandma's trust, given to me before her memory faded, that had put me in charge. 3 years ago, as Grandma's memory declined, she didn't call Vanessa or my father. She asked me to manage her estate documents. She said I was the only one in the family who read every page before signing. The lake house, Teehee investment accounts covering its maintenance, the small family trust they were all under outside trustees. I wasn't the owner, nor a secret millionaire. I was the designated operational contact, authorized to submit compliance renewals, verify residency, update tax mailing information, approve routine expenses, and confirm automatic payments after annual audits. The work was mundane, tedious, and easily ridiculed. As long as life ran smoothly and bills were paid, no one cared. A week before my father's birthday, I sent 2 emails and 1 text reminding them of missing trust documents, a truck loan opened under my father's property address, and flags on shared automatic payment accounts requiring verification. No one responded. At the party, I noticed the annual compliance deadline was only 7 days away. If it passed, automatic payments tied to the property would freeze. Mortgage, insurance, property taxes. I had warned them 3 times. I sent another email. Annual trust compliance documents remain incomplete. If returned by 5 p.m. Friday, all automatic residential payments will be suspended until review is complete. I attached the forms, copied my parents, and didn't send it to Vanessa. Then I slept peacefully. In the following days, my father ignored the emails. My mother opened to forwarded copies but never replied. Vanessa posted videos of luxury apartment tour, captioned, "Busy building a real business." Thursday afternoon, the trustee's office sent the final notice. While waiting outside the hospital for a signature, I saw no updated residency affidavits had been received, no current authorized residents verified, no renewed payment authorizations submitted. Automatic residential payments would be suspended after Friday's close. For years, I believed helping my family was love. I had cleared overdue tax notices, fixed homeowner portal login issues, corrected address errors my father ignored, and even updated my mother's credit card information to prevent insurance lapses. Each time, my help was taken for granted. Each explanation dismissed as nerdy language, so on Friday, I kept doing my work. At 5:04 p.m., as the system had warned, payments stopped. Monday morning, my mother complained her coffee card was declined. My sister panicked over the mortgage. My father demanded to know what I had done. At 9:38 a.m., my mother's voice trembled. The trust office could not verify residency. The residential account was frozen. Something inside me shifted. Years of silence had been rooted in a mistaken belief that expressing myself required permission. Systems only cared who signed, submitted, responded, and read. The family who mocked my paperwork now faced the consequences. I felt no guilt, only clarity. The trustee's office called. Manager Marjorie Klein confirmed no residency affidavits or updated insurance statements had been returned. The audit revealed my father had used trust property as proof for multiple financial applications, including truck refinancing and Vanessa's property purchase. This wasn't oversight. My father was leveraging legal structures he didn't understand, dependent on a system he had disrespected, and it required my expertise. By noon, my father called nonstop. At 1 p.m., Vanessa begged me to fix things, saying family matters can wait, as if timing alone had prevented humiliation. At 2 p.m., my mother appeared at my apartment. I didn't answer. She left a partially completed affidavit and a note claiming she hadn't realized the severity. I only smiled. That evening, my father confronted me outside the county records building, demanding I resolve everything. He accused me of punishing the family. I replied that I would no longer protect the people who punished me. He sneered, "You're just running errands and stamping papers." I met his eyes. "Then fix it yourself." I drove away without looking back. That night, I received a summary. Mortgage payments failed, truck account overdue, residency verification pending, control of household expenses suspended. This wasn't dramatic revenge, it was reality catching up. Tuesday, the family group chat was a panic. My mother sent bank screenshots, Vanessa's voice trembled in messages, and my father barked orders. I muted the notifications and continued working. At the office, I received recognition. Compared to my colleagues' praise, my family's cruelty seemed insignificant. That evening, all three came to my apartment. My father demanded I fix it. Vanessa complained that party comments would ruin her business. My mother claimed ignorance. I explained that the suspension resulted from ignoring documents. Vanessa argued I should have called her and accused me of seeing myself as the victim. I made it clear I would no longer tolerate disrespect. My father mocked my attempt to teach them a lesson, saying, "We've done so much for you, and now you think a few papers make you important." I told them to leave. My mother started to speak about losing the house. I cut her off. "Maybe now you can understand the difference between owning and taking for granted." Over the next week, the crisis turned from misunderstanding to administrative reality. Late fees became notices. Notices became deadlines. Vanessa couldn't handle underwriter calls. The truck lender issued pre-repossession warnings. Insurance required updated residency verification. The trustee scheduled a review meeting and restricted lake house usage. For the first time in weeks, my mother called with a real question. What should be done? I explained, and she listened, took notes, and admitted my father had been creating illusions. I thought of Grandma. She knew my father's vanity and assigned me the administrative work. She had once said, "Those who read the fine print will be mocked." Until the fine print becomes important. Consequences unfolded. Vanessa lost high-end listings due to family finances. The truck wasn't repossessed, but a repossession agent appeared. My mother quietly sold two pieces of jewelry. The night before the trustee meeting, Vanessa came alone, no heels, no pretense. She admitted years of mistreatment and asked if I could help. I agreed to explain the process honestly. The meeting was held in a room smelling of burnt coffee and copier toner. Marjorie Klein outlined the family's issues, ignored notices, unreturned affidavits, improper use of property for financial verification. Attorneys explained solutions. The house wouldn't be lost, but use was restricted. Corrections and expenses were required, and embarrassment inevitable. Marjorie noted the escalation was due to the family's disregard for the one who understood administrative obligations, me. Afterward, my father wanted a private conversation. I let him speak, then said the most hurtful thing was that he thought I had no value. He admitted he had been proud of Vanessa publicly ignoring me, and finally said, I was wrong. That evening, my mother apologized for years of confusing dependency and authority. Vanessa gradually changed too, no longer mocking me, even asking for advice. I helped resolve issues, but on my terms. My father sold the truck. My mother cut expenses and managed the bills. Vanessa lost listings, but not her career. They spent money, endured stress, lost face, and had to acknowledge the one they mocked, the one who had been the most capable all along. I didn't destroy my family for revenge. I stepped back and let reality expose the truth I had silently upheld. People measure value by flashy titles, but life relies on quiet skills, careful reading, consistency, understanding systems, taking responsibility, and respecting others' work. Don't mock the people who silently maintain the foundation just because their work isn't glamorous. Someday, when everything shakes, the one you laughed at may be the reason your house still stands.